Okay, so this is the double replacement reaction 10.2. We are going to start with reaction number 1, which I already have sodium hydroxide into the test tube, and we're going to add copper to sulfate. Notice when we add it, almost immediately, there is a color change and a really nice blue precipitate that's forming that's almost a jelly-like substance in here. Really quick chemical reaction. All of these double replacement reactions will happen instantaneously. None of them are timed. So we have we have sodium chloride already in this test tube, and we are going to add potassium nitrate to it. As you can notice with potassium nitrate, there was no change when it was added. There's no bubbles being formed. It's not warm to the touch. So far, no reaction is occurring in that one. In test tube number 3, we have sodium carbonate, and we are going to add hydrochloric acid to it. You should see some bubbling occurring with this reaction right away. It is slightly warm to the touch, and so we have a nice gas that formed. In reaction number 2, we have barium chloride already in the test tube, and we're going to add sodium sulfate. And so when we add that, you'll notice that a white precipitate formed almost immediately within this one. And so we have this nice little reaction occurring. In reaction number 5, we have sodium hydroxide into the test tube, and we're going to add hydrochloric acid to that. You'll notice we have some bubbling occurring almost immediately within this test tube. For reaction number 3, we have a change for this. We are not using zinc nitrate, we're using potassium nitrate, which is already in the test tube, and we are going to add a copper sulfate to that. If you notice, there's really no change that occurs. No bubbling, no thickening, no color change that's happening in that one. In reaction number 7, we already have sodium hydroxide in the container, and we are going to add iron 3 chloride. And when you see this, almost immediately we see that color change happening so that it's reacting right away and get that really nice color. It's very thick, mucus-like substance that formed in there. We are changing reaction number 8 because it is done in a hood and would be not very easily seen on video. We have sodium hydroxide, and we will react it with AgNO3 or silver nitrate. This one is a very fast reaction. Easy to see that a nice, well, not really nice, but a kind of a gross precipitate is formed in this one. In reaction number 9, we have ammonium chloride, and we're going to add a copper sulfate to this. When we add it, you can see that there's really no bubbling, no gelling, no gas, no solid being performed in this. In our last reaction, we have a lead nitrate, and we are going to add a potassium iodide to this. And so you should see a nice yellow precipitate being formed almost immediately when the two react to each other. And as we go back through and look, we see that there is still solid precipitates in reaction number 1, reaction number 4, reaction number 7, 8, and 10. There is still nothing that occurred in reaction number 2, reaction number 6, and reaction number 9. The bubbles have stopped in reaction number 3 and reaction number 5. You'll notice in number 5 there is gas formation or water condensation on the side of the container. And so that is the procedure for our double replacement reaction 10.2.